This is how long 58-year-old Donna Jean Wild
Oh, well
held
done.
an abdominal plank to set a new Guinness World Record for the longest time held in the position by a woman. Okay, this is the women's category. And she says, I actually still can't believe it. It feels like a dream. So
Wow.
something that I want you all to really notice here. This is a 58-year-old woman who's actually set this record.
Wow.
And 4 hours, 30 minutes, and 11 seconds, let me tell you, just doing it for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, it's very difficult. Like so if I'm doing it solo by myself, I can hold a plank for like a minute and a half. If someone's watching me and I'm competing, I'm in my competitive mode, maybe I can go on for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, but that's about it. Then
see.
I'll just give in. But plank is one of those things that are like, seems like it's very easy to do.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
No, plank is
Yeah.
not easy to do, especially if you're doing it in the right position. If you're doing the plank in the right position, it is not at all easy to do. It's actually like maintaining yourself in the correct position that actually makes a plank a plank.
I see.
And there are various different kind of modifications that you can do to a plank, but just a simple plank a few minutes a day will strengthen your core, your arms, your legs, your glutes. Doing a plank can actually prevent back pain as well. So those of you, do consult with a doctor, but yes, plank is great for you if you have back pain. It's going to increase your spine health, and you need a very healthy spine, because your spine, it doesn't only support you, but it's also a part of your central nervous system. It improves posture and it boosts your mood. So if you get one of those moods like I get sometimes, a plank is the best thing that you can actually do. And let's see who is going to be the next record holder. Shazad?
Congratulations. 58 years old, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it just goes to show whatever you put your mind to. I mean, there are triathletes out there who haven't held a plank this long. 25-year-old triathletes. This 58-year-old grandmother
Yeah.
goes in and she says, hey, let me show you how it's done.
Yes.
More power to her.
Right. And also, Shazad, I think I've been following a lot of people who are in their 50s, who are in their 60s, but they're doing some really amazing things physically. And obviously we do know it's not something that can be done overnight. It takes a lot of practice. But I'm going to quote something here that my registered dietitian told me. And she was like, you're still living in your 20s. You're eating, you're behaving like you're in your 20s. In your 20s, you eat for your 30s. In your 30s, you eat for your 40s. In your 40s, what you're going to eat, what you're going to do, what your habits are going to be, they are going to shape your 50s. So whatever you're doing right now in this decade of your age, it is going to show up in the next decade. So whichever decade of life you're in, whether it's a bachpan or a pachpan, make sure that you start working for the decade that's ahead of you. And how many ever bad habits you have, today is the day to quit. Or at least today is the day to start quitting.
Absolutely.
It can be a one-time thing. Shazad, what do you think? Quitting is a one-time thing, or it is like an ongoing process?
It completely depends on the person. You know,
Okay.
I've seen people, for example, let's say smoking, for one, which is quite an addictive substance throughout the world. It's legal, but I've seen people who've just kind of, one day they left a cigarette and they never smoked again.
Wow.
They could have their own motivations behind it, or they see someone who has smoked and what happened to them, whatever the motivation could be. They might have become a father or a mother and they say, hey, this is it now, you know. For others, of course, it takes patches, it takes medication, it takes counseling as well. I suppose it just depends on that person. I'd like to think, me personally, I'm kind of the either drop it or keep it kind of thing, you know, because it doesn't work for me to go to, you know, to ride that line, you know, that narrow line. It just doesn't work.
Right.
You know.
I, in fact, found the actual footage of the plank. And there she is. She has just set the world record for the new world record for the longest plank holding for 4 hours, 30 minutes, and 11 seconds. And Shazad, one of the interesting things is that you can actually see her. You can see how well built she is, how lean she is. And 9, 10, 11, and there she goes. Wow.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, it's actually 14 seconds. Wow. She deserves it.
Superb.
If you work that hard on yourself and if you got that kind of discipline, you can achieve anything.